So I decided to do a year recap of my 2023 over a cocktail. I call this the Diggity. It's peach, ginger, green tea with a little bit of turmeric and some honey and some lemon. Cheers. And I'm also going dry this month, so we're gonna, do a little bit of reverse psychology and, drink out of a champagne glass because we can, period.
She's got class and style, street knowledge by the pound. Baby never act wild, very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is a no, let me tell you how it goes. Curves the word, spins the verb, lovers and curves, so freak what you heard. Rolling with the fatness, you don't even.
Hey friend, it's your boy Diggity, aka Diggity Body Doctor, aka Diggity Dage, aka Your Health Bae, and welcome to my channel. So if you're a day one, you already know what it's about to give. It's about to give shenanigans, it's about to give, all of the things, and we're about to have some fun. So 2023 wasn't the best year of my life, but it was the most adventurous and the most spontaneous and the most bold I've ever been, really. And growth, a lot of growth happened in 2023, and I'm so excited to share with you guys. So today what we're gonna do, I decided to play a little game with myself, and we're gonna go through my phone and we're going to go month by month. I'm going to pick a photo and talk about that moment and share that experience and what was going through my mind, and all of the things. I'm a little nervous, but I'm a little excited because it was crazy. Okay, so the top of this year, I started in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. Shout out to Lagos. Specifically, I was in Lekki. And all right, so we outside. Where we at?
Yeah, we have Lekki.
We're at Lekki. Where we headed to?
We're headed to ShopRite.
ShopRite, all right. We about to grab a couple of things, I'm hungry. I am hungry. I think I'm gonna make spaghetti. So I'm gonna make spaghetti the American way, and we're gonna see if it matches up. We're gonna see. And Lekki is so beautiful. It's an island in Nigeria. If you're not familiar and you've never been, it's an island in Nigeria near Lagos, right outside of Lagos. It's beautiful. And I was staying by myself, and I stayed in an Airbnb. And I had a blast. So the first picture that I come across is some food. Because if you know me, you know I like to eat, okay? So I have a picture of some egusi and fufu. And the interesting story about that is I was in a relationship, I fell in love, I got to Nigeria, and I fell in love. Who would have thought? I had no idea that I would, be encountering that, or that would be the situation, but it happened, and I'm so happy and grateful for that, because it actually changed my life and helped me grow in so many ways, and just understanding another person's culture and, really getting to experience that, and also, how to be in relationship with, with cultural differences. It was a huge learning curve. But I'm so happy and grateful for the experience. I'm no longer in the relationship now, but we're still really good friends. And I'm not gonna show y'all his picture because I'm gonna respect his privacy and protect his privacy. But just know it was everything. So this person cooked me some egusi and fufu, and it was so good, y'all. Shouts out to Nigeria because the food, baby. So first of all, when I got back to the States, I gained 12 pounds. I gained 12 pounds from being in Nigeria. So when I got back to the States, I had to put in that work because I was like, what the fuck happened? But baby, the fufu. So I'm just warning y'all, when you go to Nigeria, fufu in moderation, okay? Fufu in moderation. But so yeah, the first picture is me, my first time trying egusi and fufu. And the crazy thing about it is I was like so nervous because I didn't know how it was gonna taste. One thing about Nigerian food is that it can be very spicy, which I love spice. But their spice is on a whole nother level. Their spice is out of pocket, but yeah, I loved it. It was so good, and it's one of my it's one of my favorites. No, it is my favorite. It's my favorite Nigerian dish. That, and I would say I love the okra. The okra is so good. Oh, and that's another thing is that all of their food, well, a lot of their food is made with palm oil, and that's a whole another world. But it's so delicious, so delicious. Oh, I do want to say when I first decided, oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you guys how I even got to Nigeria. So I decided 2022, at the end of 2022, I decided that I wanted to solo travel and explore Africa as a digital nomad. So I packed my bags, I packed my suitcase. I literally decided like a month before that I was going to do this. So I packed my bags and I booked the flight. Oh my gosh, that's another crazy story. I packed my bags, I booked my flight. I didn't even have a visa. Let me know if in the comments if y'all want me to do a video on how to get your visa for Nigeria or any country, because I didn't even know you needed to have a visa. Because the year before I went to South Africa and I didn't need a visa. Anyways, I applied for the visa and I had only like 2 weeks before my flight was to fly out. So I had to like literally like swiftly get everything together, all the paperwork, and you also have to get shot. You have to fill out paperwork. You also have to have a sponsor. The Nigerian visa is really expensive, and that's a whole nother story on why it's expensive. But I had to do all of that within a span of 3 weeks. It typically can take 2 weeks to 30 days before it even arrives. So I was really hoping and praying that it was gonna arrive on time, and thank God it did. It literally arrived a day before my flight was to fly out. Oh my gosh, also too, that was the end of COVID. So you also had to have your COVID documentation that you were negative. And that's a whole crazy story as well, because I literally found out that not only did you have to have your COVID vaccination, you either had to have the vaccination or the test saying that you were negative. However, if you were gonna have the test that said you were negative, it had to be within a 48-hour window of your flight.
Bruh.
So that was crazy because I flew out on a Monday, and so I had to get my test done on the weekend, but I had to make sure that I can get a rapid test and find somewhere that can give me results. Thank God it happened. Anyways, so got the visa in, and the visa literally came 1 day before my flight. Thank God it did, but I was off to the races, to the airport, and I went to Lagos. My first stop was Egypt though, which that was a huge vibe. Love Egypt. Oh, also, by the way, if you're not doing so already, follow me on Instagram at diggitythebodydoctor. And I posted a lot of content that you'll see from Nigeria from there. Okay, so the next photo in January, actually, this is crazy. So child, I got malaria. I caught malaria while I was there in Nigeria. You know what, and it was my fault. I gotta be honest, it was my fault, you know. I thought I was a thug, you know, I thought, you know, I be feeling myself sometimes. So I got malaria, and my Igbo bae, shouts out to my Igbos, was there, and they took care of me, and thank God, because child, I was dying. If you've ever had malaria, whew, baby, it's no joke. So that's another thing. So West Africa, specifically West Africa, malaria is a huge thing. And however, if you're Nigerian, they're kind of like, they're not immune to it because they still get it, but they're tolerant to it. So their bodies can sustain it a little bit more. However, us, you either have to have a shot, or before you leave, your doctor will give you doxycycline, which you take doxycycline every day by mouth, and it will prevent you, like if you get bit by a mosquito, which that's how it's transferred, then your body is immune to it. So I had got my prescription from my doctor with the doxycycline, and I was good, and then I ran out, and I was like, you know what, I'm good. I've been taking it for a month and a half now. I should be good. The lies. So I actually I got sick. So first my stomach hurt. So first of all, Bae had cooked me some food. That was another thing. Shouts out to my Nigerian Bae. And I don't know why I'm smiling and blushing when I talk about this person. But as y'all can see, this is a special person. So this person will cook a lot for me. And they had made me they made me the Nigerian noodles. So basically it's like, for all my Americans, it's basically like ramen. And, but they would put, like it'd be really spicy, and then sometimes you can have it with egg if you like or not, or not. And sometimes they put fish in it, but I didn't have that. However, so I had the noodles. They made me the noodles, and I love the noodles. That was like one of my favorite things. So they made me the noodles, and then all of a sudden, like 2 hours later, my stomach started to hurt. Then after my stomach started to hurt, I threw up. And then I started to have a headache, and I started to just feel so bad. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go lay down. So I went to go lay down, whatever, I was resting. Then I started to sweat. I started to get the sweats. Then I was like, okay, you know what? I probably, let me just eat some fruit. So I had an orange, threw the orange up. I didn't know what was going on with me. I'm resting, napping. And my bae was still there. And bae at the time was still there, let me be clear, was still there. And all of a sudden, I wake up from my nap, and I hear this grand African choir and drums resonating from the living room so loud. And I was like, what is going on? Why is Bae out in the living room listening to a Nigerian choir and praying over my health, praying that I get back to health, I get back healthy? And that just warmed my heart so much. I was like, oh, you love me. So that was really special, but that was a special moment between us. But that malaria, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. The next moment was my birthday. And so for my birthday, I decided to spoil myself, so as I normally do. So I got a thing of balloons for myself. I got some Moet, some champagne. If you know me, you know that's what we're drinking, Moet, and nothing else, period. And then I took myself to dinner. We went to dinner, and then we also went to the beach. We went to beach during the day. We went to the beach. We went to Landmark Beach. Shout out to Landmark Beach. Had so much fun. It was a vibe. Dinner was great. Oh, I went to a vegan restaurant. Oh my gosh, I gotta find what it's called. Gourmet Vegan Kitchen by Samantha. That's the vegan restaurant that I went to. So good. And I was actually a little concerned. So I'm plant-based, by the way. I'm plant-based. Shouts out to all my plant-based people. So if you're plant-based, you know, when you're traveling, especially when you're traveling internationally, sometimes it can be very challenging to find foods that really aren't in alignment with your diet or nutrition. So for my birthday, I wanted to make sure that, and also here was another thing. Y'all, I'm all over the place. So that's one thing y'all gonna know about me, y'all gonna get to learn is, you know, I think I have ADD. My brain is always thinking a million miles a minute, and I'm always thinking about so many things at once, and my brain kind of thinks faster than my mouth can move. But it's a blessing. At any rate, so yeah, the vegan kitchen. was so good. I wanted to make sure that I got vegan food. And so here's the thing, Nigeria, well, specifically not South Africa, what am I saying? Nigeria, West Africa, Nigeria's in West Africa, diggity.
Bruh.
Nigeria's in West Africa. Nigeria, they have a lot, it's like very heavy carb and starch, right? They've got the cassava, how do you say cassava? The fufu, semo. And what's so cool about it, like they're big on soups. Like that's like food for them. But it's like their soups are not like American soups. They're like, they're real hearty. It kind of reminds me of like a chili or a gumbo. And you eat the fufu, you know, the fufu is kind of like your tool, your fork, your spoon or whatever, and you dip it and you'll see the video somewhere here. But yeah, so, and then also they are big on meat. They're heavy on meat. So it's like carbs and meat, and then I'm plant-based. So a lot of people didn't get it. Like I would go to restaurants and order, and the cook would be like, oh, I'd be like, okay, like I just want this with no meat, whatever. And she was like, not even fish? I'm like, no fish. She was like, well, even if I chop up the fish and put it in, no fish? I'm like, no fish. So it was, a lot of people there, you know, really don't understand what plant-based is or veganism. So for my birthday, I really wanted to make it a point to find a place. And maybe let me know in the comments if you want me to do maybe a short mini vlog or review of Samantha's, the gourmet vegan kitchen. Samantha's Gourmet Vegan Kitchen. I'll do a mini vlog if you guys want it. Comment below. So yeah, so I had a great night there at Samantha's. It was amazing. And thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. The next moment is my trip to the wedding. And I was really inspired, like I said, I was really inspired by the Nigerian fashion. And we tried every way, because you know, that's another thing about Nigeria also too, is that it's kind of like, they kind of got a lot of like black market and underground, you know, operations going on. So I went snorkeling. I'll link the pictures and videos there. That was fun. What else did I do? What else? Oh, all my friends that I made. Shout out to Monique. Shout out to Chef. Shout out to Audie. Shout out to Auntie. Shouts out to everybody that I met on the cruise. We go together real bad now, and we got some trips planned, so y'all definitely gonna see some more content coming up from the travel.